Hey everybody, real quick, if you need a recap of the Sandman Season 1, I've got you covered. Just hit the tab in the upper right-hand corner, and it'll take you right to it. Now, Season 2 picks up with Morpheus trying to rebuild his dream kingdom. That's when he receives a message from his older brother, Destiny, telling him that all the siblings are uniting. He's got something important to tell them. And Destiny was able to bring all of the siblings together. You've got Desire. She was pulled from an art gallery. You've got Despair. She was looking at a child predator. You've got Death. We don't know for a fact, but you assume Death was pulled from doing death things. And then you've even got Delirium. She shows up. There's only one person missing, though, and they all notice it. It's their brother. And he was the only one who wasn't called by Destiny because he asked to be left alone, and Destiny respected those wishes. And everybody misses him. So much so that they won't even say his name, and they cover up his picture. But this is their new norm. A family meeting no longer features 7, it features 6. And 5 of those 6 are wondering why the hell this meeting was called in the first place, and that is when Destiny lets them know that he received a message from the 3 sisters, the Fates. They were pretty cagey about the reason they were there, but they told him to look in his book and that a king would forsake his kingdom. Life and death would clash and fray, and the oldest battle would begin once more. When he looked in the book, it said that an event would happen, and it would spurn on a series of events that would bring on change and upheaval, but he doesn't know what the event is. All he knows is that the event starts when the family meets. So his message to all of them is, yeah, eat up, drink up, something's going to happen. I don't really know what it is, though. And all of them are pretty confused, but Morpheus is pissed because he's got a kingdom to rebuild, and he can't believe that his brother wasted his time. He goes to leave, but Destiny tells him, no, you're not leaving yet. And it's really Death who convinces him that he does have time because they haven't met in a while. It's good to catch up. But that's when he and Desire start going back at it, squabbling, bickering amongst the two. Despair tells both of them to knock it off. And then Delirium mentions how they never fought when he, the missing piece, was there. And Desire laughs and says, yeah, we did, but he always made us feel better about it. He would joke around. They then start discussing whether or not they should actually reach out to the missing family member, but this just results in more arguing. Until Morpheus looks at Destiny and says, is this what you meant by we should just talk? I mean, what do we really have to discuss? Look what's happening. So Desire says, okay, well, let's talk about you. How's your love life? I mean, have you sentenced any other ones to hell? And that is a shot below the belt to Morpheus. It seems like it's a secret that not many people know, but Desire decides to tell the tale how the Dream King fell in love with a mortal, and how he repaid that mortal is by banishing her to hell for all of eternity. Morpheus gets so angry that he has to walk away. And Death follows him to make sure he's okay, but also to get the lowdown on what the hell Desire was talking about. So Morpheus tells her the tale. Dream fell in love with Queen Natada, who was the first queen of the first people. He fell in love with her through her dreams, through somebody else. Every night, he was visiting Natada, using this avatar until one day he showed himself to Natada in the town. They talked briefly, but she was clearly smitten, and every day she looked for this mysterious guy from her dreams, but she couldn't find him until finally one day she visited Morpheus in the dream world and asked for his help. And that's when he revealed himself as the actual guy. They fell in love. They hooked up. But when they did that, embers left the dream world, becoming a meteorite, which crashed into the first people, killing everybody. And Queen Natada was distraught. She had plans on marrying Morpheus, but not after that. She blamed herself, knowing that her actions in the dream world caused this. And she told Morpheus, if this relationship continues, then more death and destruction and bad things are going to happen for both of our realms. Now, he didn't want to lose her, but she was adamant that they could not be together. She needed to punish herself. And he gave her an ultimatum. Okay, fine, punish yourself, or come with me and let's get married. But she chose the latter. She chose to respect what she did to her people, and thus she needed to answer for her actions. So angry at her decision, that's when Morpheus said, okay, if you want to answer for your actions, then you'll do so in hell. And he banished her to hell. And after hearing the story, Death tells him, you didn't really have to do that, you know? I mean, out of everybody here, you know what it's like to be in prison. You were in prison for 100 years. Nada's been in prison for 10,000. And she loved you, but she made the same decision that you would have made. She chose her people over love. But you were so mad that you made a brash decision. And the way that Morpheus takes that is, oh, okay, well then I need to go to hell. You're right. Like, I need to get Nada back. And that's not necessarily what Death meant. Death meant more of like, reflect on your actions next time, think before you act. But no, Morpheus is dead set. You were correct. I need to go save Nada from the depths of hell. He tells Death to tell the other siblings, hey, good seeing you, but I got to run. And he heads back to his kingdom. He meets with Lucienne, Merv, and Matthew, and he explains to all three of them, look, I know I just got back. I know I just started rebuilding this place, but I have to go again. Because a while ago, I banished a mortal to hell, and I'm now realizing that that was a mistake, and I need to atone for that. While I'm gone, Lucienne is in charge. But Lucienne isn't happy about this. None of them are. They don't want to see Morpheus go back to hell. And at one point, all three of them try to talk him out of it, but there is no talking him out of it. He's headed there. And Matthew, at the very least, wants to come with. But he says, no, I need you here helping out Lucienne. And Lucienne is very concerned. She starts asking him what happens if you get captured. But he tells her, I'm making preparations before I leave to make sure that what happened last time doesn't happen this time. And one of those preparations is to go visit Lita and the baby. The baby's doing great. Dream is just standing over the crib watching him, but when Lita walks in, she is shook, and she tells him, you got to get out of here. But he reminds her, this is my baby. This baby was born in my kingdom. And when she asks him, why won't you just leave us alone? He tells her, the baby is a part of my realm. He starts talking about the impending journey he has and how he might be gone for a while, but he realizes that this is going way over her head, so he just says, I came to see the boy, and I'll see myself out. The next stop he has is to go visit Hob in his dreams. And he tells him, hey, the next time we're supposed to meet, I might not be there because I'm going on a journey. Hob is pretty terrified about what the idea of a long time is to Dream, but he asks him for reassurances that Dream will return, and Dream doesn't give it. He just says, hey, drink the wine that I brought you. He then leaves Hob, and in the real world, Hob wakes up from his dream, but the bottle of wine that they were sipping in that dream, that was real. Dream left it for him. Morpheus feels like he's procrastinated long enough, and he grabs his helmet and he's ready to head out. But you've got Lucienne and Matthew and Merv. They're worried about the fact that he's doing this without a real plan. He assures them that he has a plan. And that's when Abel rushes in and says, hey, we're looking for Cain. Has anyone seen him? And Dream actually sent Cain to hell to deliver a message to Lucifer saying, Morpheus is stopping by. It'd be really cool if he could meet with you and just smooth things over a little bit. He's got some business to attend to here. But after their last meeting, Lucifer doesn't really take kindly to that. And she sends Cain back to the dream world, but she does so in a kind of unfriendly manner. He just drops in. He tells Morpheus, they're waiting for you, sir. I'm talking a full army of demons. Millions of them, and they want you to come. Cain tells him that he can't go. And Lucienne does the same thing. Pretty much everybody in the room tells him, don't go, but we all know what he does. He goes. Before he leaves, he tells everybody that the dreaming will survive, even if he does not. And then, using his sand, he arrives in hell, helmet and all. But the fact that he is going to hell, that was the big event that was supposed to happen at the family gathering. That was what Destiny was waiting for. So when Death came back in and told all of her siblings, hey, he headed home. He's going to hell. He's ready to save some girl. Destiny closed the book and said, yep, that's what we were waiting for. Thank you so much for checking out this recap. Please consider subscribing to the channel and subscribing to my Patreon. Hit thumbs up if you liked it. Smash that thumbs down button if you thought it sucked. If you left a comment, I don't get back to you. I usually don't check the comments unless they're like a super comment. Also, if you don't see the next video up on the end screen, not to worry. It'll be up in a day or two.